Good morning to you. I'm Jeff Slakey. I'm happy to have in studio today. I thought I'd lost my weekends, but no. I got a great visitor in. Usually Mondays, it's Lynn Longan from the Mason County Economic Development Council. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're
Happy
talking
Friday.
manufacturing today. Friday
Manufacturing.
first. Happy Friday.
Yes.
And Manufacturing Day. And I'm guessing that they're choosing Manufacturing Day because on this day in history, and I'm looking at their Manufacturing Day Facebook page, the first assembly line was assembled and running at the Ford Motor Plants in Highland Park, and all major components of the Model T now assembled using the line. They say the times dropped from 20 minutes to 13 minutes and soon down to 5 minutes as they were working hard and fast putting those cars together back in 1913. Manufacturing's gone a long way since then, hasn't it?
It has.
And it's big time around these parts, too.
It is. We have a lot of manufacturing. We've decided, through those forums that we had, that we're going to try to build our manufacturing industry, too.
What are some of the things you see, or what are the trends that you're finding for manufacturing?
Well, I think one of the trends that's a little bit scary and alarming that we need to be aware of is that there's a skills gap in the manufacturing, and there's a perception of manufacturing. I don't feel it as much here in Mason County as they do on the national level of parents not wanting their kids to go into manufacturing.
Sure.
We all want to raise doctors. We all want to. So I think it's overlooked as a good career option.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of good trade schools around here, and those are the jobs that are important here.
Yes.
And they're great family living wage jobs.
So I brought a few little facts that I looked up this morning. $60,000 is the U.S. average annual wage for a manufacturing engineer, entry level. And $77,000 is the average manufacturer wage. So overall, $77,000.
Wow, that is a lot higher than I thought. Even
that's pretty good wages.
Yeah.
So yeah. Some of the stuff is I just brought some things. So manufacturing supports 18.5 million U.S. jobs. That's significant.
Yes.
And we don't want our manufacturing going overseas. So, we need to start looking at manufacturing a little bit differently and supporting our manufacturing industry. I noticed you had James Thomas in a couple mornings ago from Thermedia. Who knew we were manufacturing those little
fascinating
pieces right here in Mason County? And we have some cool stuff going on.
Yeah, it really is. I'm reminded of back, you mentioned 18.5 million jobs. I'm reminded back in 08, 09 when everything kind of crashed, and then the federal government got involved with the car dealerships and things like that, the manufacturers, because they knew that it wasn't just Ford or Dodge or whatever, but it was all the smaller manufacturers that provide those parts. The trickle effect to all those things, just huge.
It is huge, and they knew that they couldn't let it just suffer and die, and because it was going to be, the ramifications were going to be a lot larger than just the manufacturing and the car dealers.
It's amazing.
Yeah, U.S. manufacturing's our 9th largest economy in the world. So
wow.
Yes.
So if it was a country, it'd be the 9th richest country.
That's right.
Just our manufacturing.
Just U.S. manufacturing. And 9th largest in the world.
That's a lot, because we do talk a lot about it, and it's sometimes a politically driven news topic, but we always talk about how it seems like all these are shipping overseas, and there has been a lot.
There has been.
We're not going to say there hasn't been, but still, it sounds like a really good chunk here.
Yes. I think most of the manufacturers that I've dealt with, and this is even more than just my Mason County EDC job. When I worked at the Department of Commerce, I worked with a lot of manufacturers all over the state. We have some really cool stuff in Washington State. And going back to that, and everybody I've worked with, it's really interesting when you meet a manufacturer and they're struggling to keep things going and they want to expand, and yet you have to pencil out too. And that's something that people need to understand. Some businesses are almost forced to go overseas with all of the costs that we have here. But I know a lot of manufacturers that they keep plugging away at it and keeping their businesses here.
So when we talk about manufacturing, what would be kind of the standard definition of manufacturing, a manufacturing type plant, things like that.
Right. Well, of course, you have your big ones. You have your car manufacturers. You have your boat builders, that are going to build something that's tangible. There's a lot of other smaller things that work into manufacturing. Anytime that you build something or you put something together, assembly, they're manufacturing.
Oh, okay. That is a pretty good
fabrication
definition.
and welding shops. They're building something, and manufacturing touches our lives in so many ways.
Yeah. You bring up welding. I just was on some Facebook page the other day. I don't remember, but Fraser Metal Works was from the port, and they're a big and improving business every year, and they were able to get some kids from the high school welding program together, and so that's a great thing. I'm also looking at some of the future of manufacturing 3D printing.
Yes.
Which would be great for this part of the country.
Right.
A lot of options.
Yeah. So, and there's all kinds of career opportunities in manufacturing, and I'm going to look at my little notes here just to list some of them so that people might not think of. You have welders, engineers, assemblers, machinists, electricians, researchers, computer programmers and operators, operations managers, human resources, designers, sales and marketing professionals, and fabricators.
So everything, really.
Yes. It doesn't mean that, it's not a dirty job. There's so many different jobs that all work into manufacturing. So,
and even if one day computers and robots do the bulk of this, we still need humans to fix the machines, and then we need someone in HR to make sure that they fix the humans that are working on the machines. So there are a lot of options.
Yes, manufacturing, it's a good industry, and we need to pay it the respect that it deserves.
Yeah, a lot of manufacturers here in Mason County, all through the state, as you were mentioning. What are some of the other ones that we may not think about, just statewide even, just kind of this is made here and this is kind of made here. Can you think of any that... like the Thermedia one really blew my mind on Wednesday when we were talking about that. And again, if you missed that conversation, they're the devices in medical equipment that help separate the liquid when you're breathing into these medical devices. It's the foam that you see.
So when you go under anesthesia, it keeps your throat moist so that bacteria and infections don't get in.
I had no idea. It's just right up the hill.
Right up the hill, right up at the port.
A lot of great things at the port.
It is. And then there's Pro Glasses out there. They build the covers and stuff for your electrical boxes and that type of thing. I went on their website and was looking. Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Sure.
They're manufacturing those,
and so moving into the next year, 2017. Does it look strengthening the manufacturing markets here in the state, Mason County?
We have recently received several RFPs from the State Department of Commerce for manufacturing type businesses. They're really interesting. I'm excited about it in the fact that things are starting to move, and the state's saying, hey, there's Mason County, so they're paying attention to us as location. Unfortunately, they're really big projects, and we don't have the infrastructure that will support those at this point. But that's going to start conversations with the different leaderships in the county to start looking at, should we be building that infrastructure? Should we be preparing for that type of thing?
Is that something you then go to the county commissioners and make presentations on? Listen, I'm hearing from these groups, they want to come here. We're having these kind of bottlenecks.
I do. And this morning, we have a leadership breakfast this morning that the EDC facilitates. And so we have people there from the ports, the schools, the hospitals, the utilities, the city, county. I know I'm leaving a lot of them out. The chambers are there.
Well, you'll hear about it when you go,
there. I know. It's like, you forgot me. Sorry. You're all important. The tribes are there.
Sure.
And so we can start talking pretty informally, start talking about, hey, this is what's happening. Any suggestions? Really tapping into the expertise of the other leaders in the county is the way I look at it. And what do we need to do about it? And how can we organize, and how can we work together to do these things?
Are there things that we can do up until the point where maybe zoning things have to be changed? Are there a couple of things that we could start doing kind of more like, I guess, private citizens in the county?
Well, private citizens. So everything that's happening right now, I'm so amazed by this county, like the cleanup effort where people are going and cleaning up. All those things count.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about business recruitment and bringing a business in, so let's just say, okay, people don't know I'm bringing a business into town. They want a short site. They want to get a short list. And so they're looking at us and maybe 2 or 3 others, and they're comparing us, right? And if they come in and all they're seeing is garbage and all that stuff, and they're reading in our local paper, these horrible things, they're going to eliminate us because they have to eliminate someone.
Yeah.
And it might just come down to that. It might be that a CEO is thinking, I'm not going to bring my wife and kids here to live, So all of that's important. And I'm so proud of this community because I think that we've been working really hard. It might be separate efforts, but they're all efforts and they're all making a difference.
It's very good. Today is Manufacturing Day, and we are learning about it a little bit more and the benefits and impacts here in Mason County. So you've got a breakfast you got to get off to, and so we'll let you go for that. But thanks for letting us know about this. We've shared some of the links on our pages here today, Manufacturing Day, and it's today, October 7th. Lynn Longan from the Mason County EDC, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
I guess we'll see you in just a couple days then,
Yes.
Monday.
Thanks.